Hello everyone, Sigs here, and welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. So we're going to be doing some more ranked matches today as we continue to push up the ladder. We got to Gold Tier 1 so far, hoping we can get to Platinum tonight, and then the real grind should begin. So what we've been doing is using this Is At Wizards deck. I think this is by far and away the most consistent deck that I have, and probably what we're going to use to push up most of the way. But since we're down at these lower ranks, I figured I would kind of try out and show off some of these other decks that I have as well, so you can get a look at them. So I did do this elf deck last time. You can go ahead and check out the last video if you'd like to see this elf deck in action. Did pretty well, went I think 4 wins and 1 loss with it to get the rank up. And then I was thinking for today, we would take a look at this Mono White Angels deck. So it's similar to the Elf deck in that it has a pretty low mana curve. It has a lot of little low mana creatures that combo together really well, but it does run into the same problems, which is that if you run into removal early or a board wipe or something like that, then it can be really hard to come back from. Thankfully, you know, compared to the Elf deck, you do have a lot of life gain that occurs pretty early on. So hopefully by the point that happens, that you hit like a board wipe or something like that, you have enough life to usually buy you some time, buy you a few turns of eating attacks, so that you can hopefully draw into something to come out of it. It doesn't always happen, but it is nice to have the opportunity at least. So basically all creatures, we do have the One Ring, just great general value card, buys you a turn with the protection and helps with card draw. Even after the nerf, it's still pretty strong. And then for removal, we do have Lay Down Arms. So decent removal spell. It kind of sucks that it gives the opponent life, but the upside to that is that you can also hit one of your own creatures with it and give yourself life, which you can use to reach the life threshold to trigger things such as the Resplendent Angel to get a token, Angel token, or the Book of Exalted Deeds to get a token. And then when that token enters the battlefield, you can get additional triggers from like Bishop of Wings, or it'll come in stronger with Giada, or get a counter on Youthful Valkyrie, or stuff like that. So that's pretty much how the deck works. Why don't we go ahead and jump into a match, and then we can show off how it works in real time. So I'm going to do play, going to do ranked historic best of 1 Mono White Angels Lifegain, and let's play. So we'll see who we get for our first opponent. Not sure exactly who we're going to run into tonight. Could be some easy wins, could be some pretty tough losses, but we'll see how it goes. So we're up against the Dark Bishop with the Gandalf avatar and the Gandalf sleeves. So potentially some kind, he's got Gigantha. I have a feeling this is going to be my Is At Wizards deck that I usually run. It just seems like the flavor's all there. And he has the companion, so let's see what we got here. This is a reasonable hand. I do go first, which is good for this deck. Any kind of creature-heavy aggro deck generally wants to go first, so we'll keep this hand. The thing with this deck, too, is you really need to curve into your spells correctly and get the combo pieces to go off, or else it kind of falls behind. So turn 1, we're going to drop the Soul Warden. That way every other creature we play will gain us a life, which is going to be good. Just start gaining as much life as possible. He drops a Radiant Fountain. Maybe this is something else then. Interesting. Colorless. Does not play anything else. Now turn 2, I'm going to want to drop this Bishop of Wings. And as long as they don't die to removal, and I draw a land, then next turn I can drop the Resplendent Angel, immediately gain 5 life, and get an Angel at the end of the turn, which would be great. I ping in for 1 just because why not? He drops a Guardian Idol, so he's definitely ramping. Yeah, Blast Zone. That's going to clear my board at some point. So yeah, he's starting to ramp into some crazy stuff here. I'm going to need to beat him down quick if I want to win, so we're definitely going to go with the Resplendent Angel, gain the 5 life, get the Angel token at the end of the turn, which will gain me another 5 life. There we go, ping him down again, gain our life, get our Angel, get our triggers, and then we'll think about dropping the Speaker of the Heaven, because we can tap that for an extra Angel. Unfortunately, it is already in Blast Wave's radius, Blast Zone's radius, so to speak, so he can clear out all of my tokens and 1-mana creatures, which is not great. Okay, he drops a Temporal Gateway, so he may be using that to kind of cheat in some pretty crazy stuff, so I really need to beat him down quickly here. He's been gaining extra life from the Radiant Fountain as well. So I could play 2 creatures this turn. I'll do the Angel of Unity first, because it's going to put +1/+1 on a random card in my hand. Actually, it's not random. I get to pick, huh? So I'm actually going to choose to put it on this other Angel of Unity instead of the Speaker of Heavens that I'm going to play this turn, just because at least it's out of the range of the blast zone for now. And then I'll again put the other counter on Angel of Unity, so we have an extra strong Angel of Unity that we can drop. We gain 5 life from that, 1 life from that. We're already up to 37. Can go ahead and attack in with everything. Get another Angel off of the Resplendent Angel. Excuse me. And yeah, we got a great board state now, so we can probably beat him down next turn for sure. It's just going to come down to what he does here. So yeah, he puts in an Ugin, and he's going to exile my entire field, which is kind of what I figured he was going to do. Yup. So that makes it rough going forward from here. I have 3 mana. Anything I play, he's just going to get with Ugin immediately. The Valkyrie lives through the +2, but dies to the exile. But he'd have to do 3 to exile it, which of course he can do. It leaves Ugin at 1, which he could still keep +2ing. So it's better to do that to keep him away from ultimating, but it's not going to matter because I'm going to lose the card anyway. And I need to be able to establish a board state to do 12 damage, which is going to be really hard to do with him just able to drop other really expensive cards from his hand for only 4 mana. So I could also play these 2 creatures, but then he just -2s, exiles both of them. So we are going to play the Valkyrie. It's really my only choice at this point. Don't think this match is going to work out. I was not able to beat him down before he was able to do this. I didn't have the removal for artifacts or any way to really stop what he's doing. It was just a matter of being able to beat him down, which we were almost able to do, but not quite. So you can see how this deck really pops off with aggro, but like I said, you know, pretty much 1 board wipe or too much removal, and you are kind of screwed. So see what he does. He's going to play something else. Yep, another Ugin, which he can -3 if he wants to destroy the Valkyrie. Drops a Forsaken Monument. So he has a ton of mana now because he's going to get double mana from all the colorless. He does -3 this Ugin. Then he can +2 this Ugin to hit me. I get a Lay Down Arms, which only hits creatures. So cannot get rid of the Planeswalkers that way. Anything I play is just going to die to his removal. He can't -3 the Ugin, this one. He's just going to keep it for the cast cost reduction. And for generating creatures to start whittling down my life, which is going to take him a while, even with the +2. But yeah, I don't really have much I can do here. So I can play... I don't want to play both of the cards, because then they'll both die to this, -X. But I don't have anything with haste, so I have no way to ping this down at all in a given turn. He gains 2 life off of playing a colorless spell. He can tap that for 2 mana because of that and the Forsaken Monument. So, I mean, I'm pretty much screwed as it is. I don't have anything to deal with his threats. He's going to exile the card and create the little 2/2 token. If I were to destroy that creature with Lay Down Arms, he gets that card, which I probably don't want. He plays an Ulamog. And he exiles 2 of my lands, which means that I have nothing else to play. And no way to get rid of the Ulamog. No way to save my creatures from the -X, which he's considering doing, or he +2s to hit my health directly. He exiles my creature. I'm pretty much, you know, nothing I can do here. So, again, it was just a matter of being able to beat him down before I got to this point, which I was not able to do. So he's going to get the win. The One Ring does buy me a turn. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana to play it because he got rid of 2 of my lands with Ulamog. Not that I would have had 4 anyway. Play the Speaker of Heavens. This doesn't have trample, so I can use it as a chump blocker just to buy me an extra turn. Yeah, I know. It's very nice. Thanks. Thanks, bud. It's mad that I'm not just surrendering, even though I know it's over, but figured I'd play it out so you could see, you know, what all is in his deck, at least. Maybe you like that deck more than the one that I'm showing off, and you want to see what all the cards are. And, yeah, so he's going to go ahead and hit my speaker, and then he can attack in. Not going to kill me this turn, as I was saying, with all this extra life that you generate. You know, you do buy yourself some time to make something happen, but not going to be nearly enough. Turns all of these into golems that get +2/+2 from the Forsaken Monument. Mills me with Ulamog from attacking. 20 cards get milled and takes me down to 11. It's my turn. I get a Plains. Hooray. Can't do anything with it. Can lay down arms. A token. Give him 3 life and give him a card. Just because. Why not? Should probably just surrender, but you can always just skip ahead to the next match. Just figured I would let this guy show off his deck for you as well. Seems like a pretty good deck. I've seen this one run quite a bit recently. You know, takes a while to ramp up, but once it does, you're just dropping all these crazy creatures, these planeswalkers, and it's really hard to beat at this point, certainly for the Angel deck. So it's going to attack, going to mill me out almost all the way, and hit me for a whole bunch of damage, which means I lose the match. So yep, there is our first match, and that is a loss. We lose 1 pip. We don't go down in rank. If we can get 3 wins in a row, then that'll rank us up, so that would be nice. But yeah, you could see, you know, at the start of this match, look at like the first like 4 turns or whatever, and you could see how crazy when you drop cards on curve, how much just life and damage on the field you build up. It's just against a deck like this, you have to be able to finish them, you know, deal enough damage to them to take them out entirely before they clear your board, which he did with Ugin, cheated in with the Thran Temporal Gateway. So that is a loss. It was actually a pretty good example, I think, of how this deck works when it works well, and then also a good example of when it does not work well. What kind of decks counter it pretty heavily, which is a deck like that, like we just went up against. So we'll jump into another match here and see how we can do. It's another reason I wanted to show off these decks in the lower ranks, because I just don't think it quite holds up in the higher ranks as well as my Izzet Wizards deck. So we get Secor as an opponent with the Elspeth Avatar and sleeve, so maybe Mono White, something like that. He does have the Luris Companion, so every card in his deck is mana value 2 or less. Could be like a White Weenie or something like that. White Weenie deck. This is not the best hand. I don't have a 1-drop. I do have a decent curve here from the Bishop of Wings into the Angel, and then if I can just find some way to gain a little bit more life between now and then, I can start triggering the Angel, and we have a good finisher with Lyra. So we'll keep this hand. Not the best hand, but we're just going to play it out. We do have a little bit of removal too. Probably not worth using. Okay, interesting. Some kind of tribal, perhaps. Shapeshifter, 1/1 for 1. We don't have a play this turn. I'll let that stick on the field. I think that's fine. Don't want to give him 3 life for no reason. Not too afraid of a 1/1. It's just if it starts comboing with other creatures, I may be in trouble. And he did mulligan, so he was probably looking for some specific combo. So he gets a 1/1 Thopter. Puts the Barbed Spike on it. I will drop my land. I will drop the Bishop of Wings. And then we can drop the Angel next turn. One of the 2 Angels. It'll probably be the Resplendent Angel. That'll get me 4 life, which will counteract all this little chip damage that he's doing. He does leave 2 mana open. I don't know if he didn't have a 2-drop and he didn't draw a land or what. Or if he's just waiting to clear my board with something. So here's the thing. I think what I'm going to do is play the Valkyrie first, because then when I play the Angel, I will gain 4 life plus 3 life. I'll gain the 3 life from the Valkyrie, and that will be enough to trigger the Resplendent Angel to create another Angel token. Okay, so he does slow me down with Reprieve, which is fine. He draws a card, he slows me down. That was his turn. Of course, he Portable Holes, and I don't have any way to get rid of that. So that ruins my whole combo there, where I was just about to get a bunch of Angels and a bunch of life. Again, I'm not worried about these creatures pinging me down too much because I have lots of ways to gain life back. As long as I don't get to 0, I don't really care how low I get. I just need to be careful. He only has 3 cards in hand, so hopefully nothing too crazy that he can do. But it is getting to be crunch time here a little bit. He does still have 2 mana open, so he may have another reprieve. I will try to get the Valkyrie to stick again. That's my best bet as the first angel to play. He does reprieve again, slows me down. I could at this point lay down arms, the Thopter, just to save myself from taking 2 damage every turn, but I think I'm okay. Again, as long as I don't get to 0 life, I can always gain it back. He does the Ingenious Smith, so he's going to look for an artifact. And then this Ingenious Smith is going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So that is a candidate for removal. Unfortunately, he drops the Esper Sentinel. So if I go to lay down arms it, then he's just going to be able to draw a card, unless I want to pay 2 mana. So I only have 4 mana open. I cannot do a 3-drop and cancel the Esper Sentinel from allowing him to draw a card. So I don't actually have a lot of non-creature spells in this deck, so I think what I'm going to do is definitely get the Valkyrie out on the field. That'll stick. He didn't have the mana open, and I assume he's out of reprieves. And I can go ahead and lay down arms of the Smith, because the Smith is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I don't really have any other non-creature spells, so he can go ahead and draw the 1 card. That's fine. It's not ideal. Actually, I can play Iganjo for land this turn, can't I? Oh, yeah, duh. So I'll still hit the Ingenious Smith with this and let him gain the 3 life, which kind of sucks because I'd rather use that on one of my own creatures to get this 5 life trigger, honestly, but I don't want that thing to get any bigger. I will pay the 1 so he doesn't get to draw the card. That's fine. And then the Esper Sentinel can stick on the field. I don't care because I don't really have any other non-creature spells. I have 3 more lay down arms and a March of Otherworldly Light. I do have, I guess, the Book of Exalted Deeds and the One Ring and that kind of stuff, but for the most part, it's all creatures, so that doesn't worry me too much. Now, finally, the Righteous Valkyrie's stuck, so here's where we can start doing some cool stuff. Now, I think the play, I have 5 mana, so if I do the Angel, I gain 3 life, and then if I do either the Valkyrie or the Angel of Unity, I'll gain another 3 life. So I think what we do is we do the Valkyrie first, gain the 3 life. Then we do the Resplendent Angel, so that'll put a counter on the Valkyrie. So that's why we do it in that order. Oh, and he surrenders. Okay, well, alright, we'll take the win. I don't really know what this guy was going for with his deck here. I mean, clearly some type of artifact tribal, so to speak. I just think he was maybe missing some pieces. The reprieves definitely slowed me down, and that portable hole actually ruined my whole opening strategy with the Bishop of Wings. But beyond that, he just wasn't able to get enough strength on the field to do much damage. And like I was saying, as long as he doesn't get me to 0, if I could just get to the point where I could start getting angels out, it's just going to go crazy. And as you can see there, it started to go crazy. This was going to trigger at the end of the turn, give me another 4/4 angel, which would give me 4 life, which would give another counter to the Valkyrie and put me up to 21. Then I could have started blocking his little flyer that's been pinging me, and next turn I could have done the same thing. I could have just dropped Lyra, gotten 5 life from the Valkyrie, which would have given me another 4/4 angel, and then at that point, if I'm over 27 life, I also get +2/+2 on everything, and all my angels have lifelink, M+1/+1, so I would have had a huge board state, and like pending, you know, a board wipe or a couple removals to take out some of the key pieces, I would have just been able to beat him down. So that is, I guess, a good example of how this deck does work when all the pieces come together. Unfortunately, he just surrendered before it got to that point. Could be because I'm taking forever to take my turns because I'm talking and explaining everything, and he just got fed up, but I think he just didn't really have anything to deal with what I got out on the field. So a win's a win. We'll take that. Let's jump into another match and see how it goes. Gonna take a swig of water here. And they're going to pick a good matchup for us here. We are going up against Zoe. Zoe the Brony. Is that what they're called? Is that a My Little Pony thing? He's got the worn down sleeves and the My Little Pony thing. Does have a Gigantha, so again, this could be that is a Wizards deck I run. There are other decks that run Gigantha as well. This hand is not keepable. Too many lands, 2 removal spells to buy me some time, but I'm not, you know, even 2 turns worth. I'm not going to draw into enough things for what I need, so I have to mulligan here. That is a much better hand, so we will keep. As far as what we get rid of, I think, even though I don't have a 1-drop, I think I need to get rid of the Valkyrie. That's arguably the strongest card here, but you know what? Maybe I get rid of the Youthful Valkyrie and not the Righteous Valkyrie, because this is my strongest card. I don't have the 3rd land in hand, but I do have 3 turns to draw into it, and I do have a removal spell to buy me some time, so we'll do that. We'll keep the we'll keep the 2 Righteous Valkyries, because that gives me the most life gain, and potentially I can get the 2+2+2 triggers. So that's what we'll do. Not ideal. He's in Gruul colors currently. There's our 3rd land, so we're safe. We just have to make it there and have our creatures actually stick. If we could have Bishop of Wings stick, we'll gain 4 life for this, and then 8 life for this, and that'll be enough to get us the +2/+2s. He plays a Bard class. Could be some type of Gruul legendary ramp deck, which honestly could be pretty rough for me to deal with. It's really more a question of if he has removal or not, because I can eat through a lot of like aggro ramp creatures just with my life and not even have to block and then just beat him down. But if he has direct removal that slows me down, then I'll be in trouble. So he plays a Gallia. So it's like a Satyr deck maybe. Gets +1/+1 and have haste. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may discard a card if you do draw 2 cards. So that would be a good thing to get rid of so he doesn't, you know, draw into extra cards and get better tempo going. What's the mana cost on it? 2, so I could exile a card from my hand to get rid of it, but I really want to play the Valkyrie this turn, and then I hope I draw into a land next turn so that I can play the Valkyrie and get rid of a creature of his. But for this turn, that's all we're going to do. And then next turn, if we can drop the Valkyrie, we'll get the +2/+2 from that Valkyrie and this Valkyrie, assuming he doesn't have removal, and +4/+4 on everything is going to be really nice. So he levels up his Bard class. Yeah, now he can play that for 1 mana. So, I don't even know what all this stuff does. Oh my gosh, I gotta read, hang on. So it is a creature, because his devotion is above 7. Exile a card from a graveyard. If it was land, he gets mana, otherwise he gets 2 life and he deals 2 damage to me. This thing gets +2/+2 and he attacks, he can add mana. This thing buffs his creature. So it's all just straight aggro, straight damage, which again, I can just eat. The thing is, I should probably block this with the 2/4, but I'm wondering if he has a combat trick up his sleeve. Maybe he's stupid and didn't realize that I could just block it. Or maybe he's trying to bait me. I don't know. But either way, I'm just going to eat it because I have enough life gain to where I'm not really afraid. The thing is, I won't be able to get to 27 life if I don't block it this turn necessarily. I'm just going to block it. Does he have a burn spell? He doesn't. Okay, so that works out perfectly then. That could have gone poorly. If he got rid of this Valkyrie, that would have not been a good play, but as it was, I don't even know why he bothered attacking. Just maybe he wanted to go wide, I guess. But that works out perfectly with the land draw too, because now I can drop this Valkyrie. Puts me up to 28 life, which gets +2/+2 on everything, and then I can lay down arms something. So that is indestructible, but this is exile, not destroy. That just gives him 2 life or 2 damage or mana. This becomes a strong creature. This gives everything +1/+0. Oh, and he can double the power, so that's going to be the target. So I'm going to get rid of this. He can have the 3 life. Don't want him pumping that thing up like crazy. And then I guess I can just go ahead and attack with both. Again, unless he has some combat trick with his 1 open mana, this should be fine. He can go ahead and block. This will live. It won't kill it. So there really wasn't any reason to attack with it. Now that I think about it, that was kind of dumb. I should have left it open as a blocker. But we do get the Valkyrie over the top. Unfortunately, we lose the 2 life, so we no longer get the +2/+2. He attacks in with both. He's all tapped out. He did level this up, right? Level 3. Oof. So he's going to have access to a lot more cards going forward, but again, he's out of mana, so there's no reason not to block this here. Now I'm really wishing I didn't attack with this bishop. That was so dumb. I don't know why I did that. I knew this thing had indestructible. Oh, he does play a land. Okay, that doesn't help him. So, yeah, if I hadn't attacked, I would have had this available as a blocker, and I could have double blocked and gotten rid of the Gallia if he attacked with it. So that was really a bad play on my part. I'll play the Aggro. I could channel it for 3 to deal 4 damage to something. I know I'm going to play the ring this turn and then just attack in, and then that buys me a turn to figure out what I want to do. I'm just wondering if I want to save this as removal. I guess there's no reason not to, because if I'm going to try to exile something, I won't be able to do it this turn anyway, and I don't think I'll need the extra land drop because all this stuff has pretty low mana. So yeah, so we'll save the Aggro to use as removal later. We'll play the One Ring, which gives me protection for the turn, so I'm totally safe for him to attack me next turn if he wants. I can attack in, start whittling him down, and then I'll just end turn. And then we could start drawing a lot of extra cards with the One Ring, which hopefully should put us in a position to win. So he drops Agatha. So yep. He's playing legendary cards. Wow, all for like free because of the reduction. So he is just cycling through his deck and just dropping so much hate onto the board right now. That's a good candidate for removal. That's really going to buff something. He's all tapped out now, but these things all give mana. That gives a mana. This gives a mana, potentially. Okay, it doesn't. You can do that, but it doesn't matter. That's a big buff there, but it's just +1/+1. That guy doesn't worry me too much. Okay, it's my turn. Perfect. I draw into a Resplendent Angel, so that's going to give me multiple angel triggers. I'm just going to be able to generate so much life that I can just eat his big attack next turn, I think is the play. So we drop that right off the bat. Or should I do the One Ring first? I should do the One Ring first. I'll still have enough mana, because I'll see what I draw into. Maybe I draw into something better. I can't actually think of anything better than the Resplendent Angel, but... so again, saving Aggro for a combat trick would probably be a good idea. But if I get the Soul Warden down, then I'm also gaining an additional life, which could be helpful, but I think I am going to just do that. So I'm going to drop this Angel. I think this gives me plenty of life for the turn. So I get 4 + 6, I get 10 life, just like that, boom. And then this thing has reach, but it's not going to be able to kill either of my flyers, and if he wants to block and lose this thing, I'm totally fine with that. Otherwise, he has to eat 12. No point in attacking with this, because he can just block here with Indestructible. So we go ahead and attack. And then the crazy thing that's going to happen after, does he block? He's not going to be able to kill me next turn without... Well, I mean, you know, he could do something crazy, but... Alright, so... I'm just going to end turn. That's going to trigger the Resplendent Angel, which is going to get a 4/4 Angel, which is going to give me 12 additional life. So I'm up to 56. So, like, I could eat a lot of extra damage now. The thing is, he can do that pump. He can do this pump. He can do... What does he do? His companion? That's smart. He can give something haste, too. Yeah, every time he's casting a spell, he's filtering through his deck, and everything has a mana cost reduction. So he is able to play a lot of spells here. When we cast a spell, oof. Yep. So he is playing a lot. If he can get enough damage on the field to kill me in this turn, then he's going to win. Otherwise, I might be able to win. All these things cost 0, though, you see? So he plays them, he draws 2 cards, he could play something else for 0. And then that allows him to draw 2 more cards. I'll put him in exile and play him this turn anyway. Okay, he gives everything +1/+1. I'm going to have to do some quick maths here. Looks like he can't pump anymore. He has, what is it, this Agatha? Not that one, yeah. Activated abilities cost X, which is the power, so that only takes 2 mana to activate for him right now. Plays that for 0, gives him a red. Oh no. He might be able to get to 54 this turn, because he's going to keep playing these things for 0, getting the mana, and then he could spend the mana. I guess it has to be a green, a red and a green, right? Because that's only a base mana cost reduction. So he's just playing legendary creatures, sacrificing the old legendary creatures to get mana, and then I don't know what he's going to spend the mana on, though. Oh no, a Mox Amber. That can give him the green to pump them up again. So what is he up to now? It's +1/+0 again. Oh no. Oh no. He might be able to do 54 damage this turn. He's getting really close. Makes these fights. I get a 1/1 chump blocker, but his stuff has trample for the most part, so I guess it comes in as a 5/5 because it gets the +2/+2 from both Valkyries, but oh, he plays another one, so he can fight again. He's almost out of stuff to play, though. He has this guy. He's quite a bit of extra mana left over. He's got 2 other legendaries he could play. Gotta hope he just gets lands and stuff that he can't play. And he gets those for 1. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna have to let him do his thing. There's nothing I can do to stop this, so. Just gotta let it happen and then hope we can live through it, and then we should be able to win next turn. Gets rid of my angel. Everything he has indestructible. Oh man, this is painful, huh? Once again. Just had to be able to beat him down before he got his crazy combo going. And drops another Amber. He has a lot of extra mana now. He can pump quite a few times. He's at 17, 24. He has enough damage on the field. Damn. I do have 1 blocker though, so he needs a little bit more. Those come in with haste. Oh, but they're legendaries, so he has to get rid of them. Man, that's just wild. Alright, come on man, do your thing. Creature comes in, it's legendary, he exiles 2 cards. He can play them this turn. They cost 2 less to cast. Everything in his deck costs 2 or less mana. Oh no, that was the other deck. This guy is Gigantha as his companion. I'm thinking of the last match. But regardless, this stuff all gets the 2 mana cost reduction. So he's able to play this stuff for cheap. He gets a mana when he plays it. I mean, at this point he should just attack, but I guess he wants to do his thing. He has milled his whole graveyard. Or milled his whole deck, excuse me. So he has to win here, which he will. Yep. He's gonna buff everything. And again. Oh, that does only take 1 red mana, huh? Can't reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. You would think... I thought that mana could only reduce the uncolored portion of it, but I guess not. So yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna do more than 54 damage. By quite a large margin. Oh boy. Oh, imagine if he accidentally discarded a card, and then went to draw and lost because his deck was empty. That would be hilarious. So yeah, these all have trample, so there's no point. I guess I could block 9 damage that way because this is the only one that doesn't have trample, but it's still going to be more than enough to kill me. And there you go. Let the damage roll in. There's all the first strike. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Wow. How's that, man? How is that for a win? Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, if that creature entered the battlefield this turn, draw a card. And he had no cards left in his deck because he just felt the need to keep playing creatures and doing that level 3, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Wow. I mean, once he had like 54 unblockable damage on the field, he should have just attacked, but I guess he just wanted to keep going. I mean, it was cool to see, you know, and that's why you don't surrender games. That's why you don't just go, oh Lord, you know, he's got his big combo going and I'm going to lose eventually, so let me just surrender. Like, he made a huge mental error there. Did not realize that, I guess. And we get the win, even though we really didn't deserve it. So, all right, we take that. So, yeah, I mean, again, just kind of like that previous match, you could see how this deck works really well. I got huge aggro on the field pretty early, you know, not as quick as some other decks, but pretty quickly, and was able to get him down to 4 life. So we were basically a turn away from winning, but unfortunately, on his turn, before the turn that we most likely would have won on, he just got this crazy combo going, and we were going to lose. But then we end up winning to a mental mistake on his part. So that's wild. We take that win. And we get our quest done, which is cool too. Claim our rewards. And, alright, well, let's hop into another match here. Hopefully we can win it. If we do, we'll get promoted to Platinum. If not, we'll have to win 2 in a row to get promoted to Platinum. Or I guess not in a row necessarily because of the way the pips work at this rank. But we're up against Grouser here. And we want to win to get to Platinum. So Chandra Avatar, red sleeves. Gonna assume that he's some kind of burn deck. Now, this is not the best hand. It doesn't have that curve that this deck really needs, like the 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. But mulliganing and being down a card and getting a worse hand is just not going to be as good. So because we have the double Resplendent Angel, which, you know, with drawing into some other cards, this could start to combo off. I am just going to keep. We are on the draw, which generally is bad for this deck, but okay, of course, he goes straight for Inquisition. He's going to get rid of a card. He gets rid of my 1-drop. Unfortunately for him, I draw into one anyway. That probably confused the hell out of him. He's like, wait, didn't I just exile that Soul Warden? Not exile it, but put it in the graveyard. But there we go. We go ahead and attack. He's got 2 open mana. He did not cast anything that turn. He's now up to 3 mana. He drops a Liliana. Gonna make me sacrifice a creature most likely.
Enough with the mysteries.
Which I would be fine with. Yup. I don't know why he would want me to sacrifice that Soul Warden. When I'm going to play the Resplendent Angel this turn. I'm assuming he has more removal. It's looking like mono black midrange type deal, where he's just going to try to control my board and get a few value creatures out and whittle me down that way. But if he probably, you know, he should have not -2'd first, because now he can't -2 the Angel, so unless he has other removal. He drops a Sheoldred, which does not have reach, so I can go ahead and get his Liliana if I want to. I have to discard a card. Decisions. So the Elspeth is good. The Ring is good. Unfortunately, with Sheoldred down, it is kind of bad, but the life loss from Sheoldred isn't the worst thing in the world because I'm playing a life gain deck. I don't have any life gain pieces out now, but I think in the long term, I'm still going to want to keep the Ring for the card advantage. And then the Resplendent Angel by itself is not good, but it is my only other creature. And it's going to be a couple turns before I could play this Elspeth anyway. I almost want to get rid of the Plains, to be honest, but we're going to get rid of Elspeth, which feels kind of bad. Yeah, see, we drew into a Plains. I had a feeling that was going to happen. So I do want to get the 1 ring out and be able to start drawing cards with it. So I'll just do that then, I guess. Why not? Because I can attack over top with the Resplendent Angel anyway to get rid of the Liliana, so he doesn't do the -2 and make me sacrifice it. He's down to 3 cards. He has his value piece on the board, but, you know, he's got a pretty slim hand, so he doesn't have a lot of other options, and I'm able to draw into extra cards, which is nice. Okay. I don't lose any life because I don't have any burden counters. I will go ahead and draw an extra card right now, though. He may have a discard card in his hand, another Inquisition. Maybe that's what he was waiting on. Otherwise, I don't know what he's really waiting on. Now, what I'm going to do here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 6 mana, I can give this +2/+2 in lifelink, which is enough life to then create an angel. So this takes care of itself next turn. So the question is, okay, I play the Resplendent Angel now then, and I hope that he doesn't have a double, like a board wipe. Because then next turn I'll be able to get 2 4/4 angels. Which would be nice to have Righteous Valkyrie on the field for that, because then I get the extra 4 life. So would I rather gain 5 life and 2 angels, or would I rather gain 9 life and 1 angel is kind of the question. I think I actually kind of need the life a little bit more now, especially if he does have some type of board wipe or something. So I guess we get the Valkyrie down instead, and then we can drop the other angel next turn. You know, if he has any removal, I'm just like pretty screwed here, so... Okay, I go ahead and attack. He's got to have some removal. He's got all his mana open. He's got 3 cards in hand. He's in mono black. Okay, I don't know what is going on here. He gains his 2 life back. Drops another swamp. I'm waiting for the board wipe. That's just going to screw me. He attacks in for 4, which I'm fine with taking still, even though I'm losing life from the One Ring and the Sheoldred. He's got to have removal, and I'm gonna lose as soon as he removes one of my creatures here. Because if he doesn't, I'm just gonna be able to gain life and yep, there it is. Knew that was coming. So we do go to draws. I do lose 2 life. I am not gonna One Ring for that reason. What I'm gonna do is play the Bishop of Wings. I'm going to hope he does not have another one of these in his hand, because I'm going to immediately play the Resplendent Angel. That's going to gain me 4 life, which hopefully is enough. I probably could One Ring, to be honest. You know what? I'll see what he does this turn, and then I can One Ring before my turn if I have enough life. So once again, we're in the same position where if he has removal, I'm probably going to lose here. But if he doesn't, I'll be able to pump the Resplendent Angel. I'm going to eat the 4, that's fine. I'll be able to pump the Resplendent Angel, attack, get the life, get the Angel trigger at the end of the turn, which will give me another 4 life, and then I'm like kind of out of the hole that I'm in. But I assume he's going to... Yep, Ritual of Soot again. So I am actually going to One Ring, though, so that I can draw into something. I'm going to lose some life. I get a little 1/1. It's a consolation prize. I go down to 1 life. Oh, I'm going to lose when I draw a card. Oh, because Sheoldred's on the field. I just want to see what I would have gotten. Yeah, nothing would have saved me anyway, so... Alright, well, you know, again, with this deck... Same story as I explained in the beginning. Works quite well. As you can see, it can generate crazy amounts of life and crazy amounts of aggro if you're able to get the combo pieces assembled. But if not, if you run into any removal, especially board wipes, it just kind of falls apart. So I think I played that about as well as I could. I was trying to play around the removal, but the fact that he had 2 of them back to back just made it so that I couldn't come back from it. And also the One Ring was like perfect there, but because he had Sheoldred, it basically countered it, and I wasn't able to generate enough life to counteract the life I was losing from Sheoldred for drawing the extra cards, so just did not work out. Black midrange beating Mono White Angel Tribal Lifegain, which I think is what happens most of the time, unless I had maybe a little better hand with a better curve and was able to just generate more life at the start of the match. Then maybe I could have bought myself enough time for something to happen there, especially with the One Ring down, but as it stands, that is a loss. So let's hop into another one here, see if we can win. One more win will get us the promotion, which we'll be very happy about. If we lose, we will then have to get 2 more wins, and at the rate that this is going, I don't know that that'll even happen. So we go up against Anne Brook, who has this new sleeve that everyone's using, and the, what is that, Galadriel avatar, so maybe playing elves, maybe not, I don't know. This is like a beautiful hand. This is the curve I'm talking about. So you get your 1-drop, you get your 2-drop Giada, which that can then ramp you into other angels going forward, into your 3-drop, which will actually probably be the Valkyrie first, and then the Resplendent Angel. You start gaining life, you get to 27, you get more angels, you get more life. They come in stronger. You can drop a Johnny as a board clear once you have the life. We go first, which is perfect for this type of hand, so... Drop the Plains, drop the Speaker of Heavens with his little bit of lifelink. If this guy doesn't drop a creature... Oh no, he's got a burn spell, doesn't he? I'm running into removal again. Shocker. Yep, he plays with fire. And that ruins my whole game. I'm going to concede. No, I'm just kidding. It does hurt, though, because I was counting on that guy to gain me a life this turn and to eventually get to his trigger. But I'll go ahead and drop Giada. All we can do this turn. Hope she doesn't die to any more removal, even though she probably will. But we're kind of okay eating through his removal spells early. Okay, this is just red wins deck, so that I'll take. That's fine. I don't care about just taking damage to my life necessarily with this deck. That is like one of the least concerning things to me. I can go ahead and drop this Valkyrie. And attack for 2 with Giada to keep things even, since I'm not going to use her as a blocker for Felden. I don't think he has too many burn spells that are going to kill for 5. He could have, what was that, Nahiri's Warfare or something that deals 5, but he drops a Kumano. And this life gain deck is pretty much a counter for Red Wind, so see how it goes. If I have more cards in my hand than him, exile the top card of my library, and then he may cast it and spend mana. So that is only if I have more cards in my hand than him. So hopefully I can get some cards out of my hand here. Unfortunately, we did not draw into a land, so I'm going to have to drop just 1 card. I'm not going to be able to get the Speaker and the Angel out. I wouldn't even have had the Speaker if I drew a land anyway, but point being, we're going to drop the Angel. That is going to give us 3 life only. Oh, it comes in. It gets the counters as it comes in. So it gives us 5. Because this is equal to its toughness. So because technically, I figured it would hit the battlefield at 3, then it would get the counters. But it does say enters the battlefield with the counters on. So that's enough to get its 5 life trigger. So that's perfect. I'm just going to attack over top. I'm perfectly comfortable with my life total right now. This thing has reach, which I'm stupid and didn't consider, so he's going to block Giada if he's smart. But, yeah. So that was dumb on my part. I got so excited. But regardless, we get the Resplendent Angel trigger, which allows another angel to come in, which gains us another 4 life. So we're almost at the 27 for the +2/+2. Now, I really should not have attacked with Giada, and then this would have come in as, what, a 7/7, and I would have gained 7 life, and I'd already be at the +2/+2, so that was actually a really bad misplay on my part. I should have been paying more attention there. He plays an Anax, which has a power equal to his devotion to red. He will create some tokens. If it dies, I'm probably not even planning on removing it. That one certainly does not have reach, so I can just keep attacking over top. He is tapped out and probably doesn't have any other options, so if I draw into a land, the question is, do I play the Ajani, gain the life to get me the +2/+2, and then have the option to do the board wipe at some point if needed, or do I just play I think I just play the Resplendent Angel, get the 3, which gets me the +2/+2. And if I had kept Giada on the field, that would have gotten me 2 4/4 White Angel triggers from playing the Resplendent Angels. So I'm really mad that I attacked with her. I'm sorry about that. That's just a really bad play. I just totally forgot that this thing even had reach. So he might have just gotten up and walked away because he realizes there's nothing he can do. Or he's just really taking his time to consider whether or not he wants to attack with a 2/2 or not. I'm not going to block it, because I'll go to 24, and then when I play the Resplendent Angel, okay, there we go. So I play the Resplendent Angel, that puts me above the 27 threshold. It also means on future turns, when I play the Speaker, I can tap it for the extra 4/4 Angel. So go ahead and do that. And we should There we go. Alright, so that works out. You know, again, with this deck... oh, yeah, I have to win 2 because I lost that one. Whoops, I thought that was going to be the promotion. I got excited. So we're going to have to do another match. But, yeah, you can see with this deck, like, you know, when it's good and when it's bad. Obviously, going up against, like, a mono-red aggro deck like this, a red deck wins. Just super fast deck. I can... Any little bits of life that I generate is usually enough to outweigh his burn. This deck is designed to do 20 damage as quick as possible. It's not designed to do... 35 as quick as possible necessarily, so typically a good matchup as long as he doesn't also have a lot of removal, which luckily he didn't. But then when we go up against like a mono black deck like the previous matchup with a lot of removal, that's where it falls apart. So I did have that one really bad play where I attacked in with Giada and lost her to the reach creature, where if I hadn't done that, the value that I would have gotten this turn from playing the Resplendent Angel would have been much higher. And I would have had a lot higher life total, and I would have had more angel tokens, so really bad misplay there, but regardless, easy win over the red deck. So let's hop into one more match here. If we can get this win, we will get the promotion. If we lose, we will need still one more win to get the promotion. If we lose 2 in a row, then we'll be back to needing 2 wins, so let's go here. Hope we get a good matchup. Let me drink some water. Alright, going up against Tiny Tank. Oh god, with the Sheoldred sleeve. So, what? Another... Oh, and he's got Luris, though. So I'm not sure what deck this is. Definitely not a mid-range deck. He does not have Sheoldred, so... I go first, so... Not the best hand. It has the turn 1 and the turn 2 play that you want, but... I'm missing a good turn 3 play. This is not the worst turn 3 play in the world, so I'm going to keep, because I can drop this book on turn 3, and then on turn 4 I can play the Valkyrie, and as long as the Bishop of Wings is on the field at that point and doesn't die to removal, then I'll get the 3/3 White Angel trigger from this, which will give me another 4 life. So looks like he did mulligan, huh? So he might be looking for a specific combo, which is quite common in decks that run this companion. Could be a hammer time deck, to be honest. So the whole strategy here is just going to be to do as much damage as possible before I lose to whatever silly combo he has. Unfortunately, this is not really the hand to do it. This is really more of a stall him out life gain type hand. This is actually looking like... This could be hammer time, I guess, but it's looking like... I mean, it's some kind of artifact deck, obviously, so... I'll play the Bishop of Wings. That is our turn 2 play. He could create a 4/4 colorless construct artifact. I don't know why he wouldn't over the Thopter. Okay. So he could dump a lot of mana into building ramping creatures with this. He's in white, not colorless, which is interesting. No, actually, there's a point in attacking because I have lifelink. Oh, I just got jebaited, dude. Because he's just going to sacrifice it, turn it into a 4/4, and then destroy my speaker. I just jebaited myself, dude. God, after that last match when I said I'm not going to make another misplay. Oh, but I guess, what, he can't block with it? Oh, he declared the block first, and then he did it, so, okay. He drops the Ingenious Smith. That's going to keep getting bigger and bigger the more artifacts he plays. This is definitely just looking like an artifact deck. I'm going to take the 4, that's fine. Again, not worried about my life total necessarily, as long as it doesn't get to 0. Now this is where... So I would want to drop the Book of Exalted Deeds here so that next turn I could drop the Valkyrie and get the extra Angel trigger, which I guess is what I'm going to do. I was thinking about doing the Laydown Arms now, but I can keep eating 4 all day. I just want to hit, well, at least for 4 turns, maybe not all day, but I want to hit this with the Laydown Arms before it starts getting huge from all the counters. It only triggers once per turn, but I think I can wait a turn to do that. I'm going to be able to just like out life gain him like this, so definitely not going to attack as much as I wouldn't mind killing the speaker with this and trading and getting the 1 life link. I want to keep it available if I can get to 27 life for extra angel triggers, so we're thinking because he's in artifacts, he probably doesn't have removal. Of course, he drops the Esper Sentinel, which is going to allow him to draw a card off of my Laydown Arms, potentially, but He has quite a bit of mana open as well. Ah, I see what he's doing. Okay, big attack this turn. Now, I'll go ahead. This is permanent, right? Yeah, it's an enchantment. I used to run a deck with this. That was really good. 2 mana for a 5/5, essentially. So I'll probably just lay down arms that. I'll get good value out of that. I'll go ahead and block the Ingenious Smith just to not take the damage. He doesn't have any other way to pump it, so I'm not going to lose the Bishop of Wings. No reason not to block that. And I'll take the 9 because I could just life gain it back this turn. Okay, so I'm going to drop the Minas Tirith now because it comes into play tapped and I don't need the mana this turn. So that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to drop the Valkyrie, which is going to give me 4 life, which is going to trigger the book, which is going to make a 3/3 angel, which is going to give me another 4 life. So that's good. And then there's no reason I can't just lay down arms this. Get rid of the 5/5 is the biggest creature on the board. The other option would be this, because it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Or the Esper Sentinel, because he's going to be allowed to draw a card. Also, God, man, why am I playing so bad tonight? I meant if I did the planes, then I could have paid the thing so he didn't get to draw the extra card, which probably would have been better. So, dude, I'm just so off tonight. I am sorry. But hopefully it works out. So we'll go ahead and lay down arms this either way. He is going to get to draw a card off of it, which is not great, but we do get rid of that, so we don't have to worry about that Foundry or doing anything crazy. I guess I can safely attack with the 1/4, unless I want to leave him up as a blocker for next turn. Because that thing's going to go to 3, but this guy's going to go to 4 when the Angel comes in from the book. So this guy can block safely this next turn. I guess, I mean, there's no way he blocks with the Esper Sentinel. He doesn't care about taking 1. But he could attack me back for 1, and I don't want to lose the speaker, so I guess I just won't attack. But there's our Angel that gets us 4 more life, which is nice, and it gets another counter on the Valkyrie, so, you know, I need to start drawing into better Angels, basically, at this point. Otherwise, I'm pretty much stalling out. Of course, he portable holes. He's going to hit the Bishop with it. Okay, he hits the Valkyrie with it, which is kind of fine by me. Okay, and now he hits the Bishop. Surely, yeah. So that was the main thing that was going to allow me to keep gaining life. Attacks in for 4, which I'm fine to take. Again, as long as I don't hit 0, I have a lot of life gain in this deck. But we draw into an Aggro, which does not help us. Now, sorry, I'm adjusting my position in my chair here. What I can do is exile this and put the Enlighten counter on my Angel token, which I can't lose the game and your opponent can't win the game, so I can go below 0 life. And then it's just a question of if he has removal for the Angel or not, which he clearly does in his deck. Obviously he doesn't have any in his hand, but I would just be waiting for him to draw into it, essentially. But that would buy me a lot of time to just sit here and stall and hopefully draw into more life gain and more Angels. Target player can't cast non-creature spells. So next turn he's going to do what? 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 8 if he draws an artifact. 9, 10. I have 11 life. So I probably don't need to do it this turn. But... so I won't do it this turn. He could draw into an enchantment, like another one of those in Soul Artifacts. But I think I can live this turn without doing that, so I'm going to wait in case there's another way for me to get the extra trigger out of it before I do that. He drew a land, so he's just going to attack with 4 and 3. So I'm going to go ahead and Ganjo for sure. The question is, do I get the 4 or the 3? The 3 is going to keep getting bigger, but it's not as big now. I could trade it for my Angel, but I really need the Angel for this, so I think I am going to go for the Ingenious Smith and take the 4. Because it is probably going to take me a few turns here, and that thing's going to keep getting bigger. So there's a Bishop of Wings. That's awesome. If I can get an Angel to trigger it, and then get the other trigger on the Book of Exalted Deeds, then we'll be in really good shape. So again, looks like he's not going to be able to do 7 damage next turn, so I'm going to wait before I do the Enlighten counter from this. That's like my last resort. And we're going to hope that we draw into an angel, and that gives us enough life and an extra angel token to be able to do something. We're just hoping he did not draw into removal. He plays his Lurrus. And he doesn't have anything in his graveyard? Oh, he does. So, okay, so he could play the Ensoul artifact. Yeah, on the Esper Sentinel, which is going to make him draw a lot more cards, but... So that's 9. I'm going to need to block. We're going to sack the Speaker of the Heavens to the 5. I'm not getting near 27 life anytime soon anyway, and we get a life gain trigger. Does not have trample, so that's fine. He has 1 card in hand. We hope that it is not removal. Perfect. We draw into the Valkyrie, so without question, we drop the Valkyrie. That gives us 4 life. And I guess I'll... So at the end of the turn, I'm going to get this 3/3 Angel, which is going to give me 3 more life, so I'll be at 11. Next turn, he could hit me with 9, 10, 11, 12, so I will need to block. I could block the Lurrus with the Valkyrie potentially and live. I'm just wondering if I need to leave the Angel open as a blocker. I think I'm safe to go ahead and start whittling him down. I need to get some pressure on him here, so he just takes it, obviously. But we go ahead and get a new Angel. Oh yeah, we gain double life triggers. So 7, right? 3 from the Valkyrie and 4 from the Bishop of Wings. So we're already back up to 15 life, just like that. Now, he is able to cast a card for 2 mana or less. It's going to be Ingenious Smith, which is going to start getting bigger and bigger. He is going to look for an artifact. Damn, he gets a portable hole. So, probably going for the Bishop of Wings. Gets another Retrofitter Foundry out, which he can get that Thopter next turn. He puts that to a 5/5, and it is flying, so he's tapped out, so I can live another turn. If I draw into an Angel here, I'm going to be in great shape. As it stands, I could eat this and go to 1, and then if I don't draw an Angel, I'm pretty screwed. I guess I could do the Book of Exalted Deeds thing next turn, because this is not going to kill me. He's tapped out. He doesn't have any way to generate mana, so... That is a Thopter, but tapping and sacrificing it is not going to change anything, right? Because he won't be able to redeclare attacks with it. So I'm just going to eat all this and go to 1. Right? Not missing anything. He doesn't have anything that can generate mana, so he can't play this. He doesn't have anything else in his hand. He doesn't have anything he can play from exile. If he wants to, he could sacrifice this Thopter, but that's going to get rid of the thing on it, the enchantment on it, and why would he do that? It's only going to bring me to 1. If I draw into an Angel, I can generate a ton of life next turn. And if I don't, I can at least do the Book of Exalted Deeds thing to put an Enlighten counter on the Angel, but then he can just portable hole it next turn, so maybe that's why he held the hole back. Not sure what he's doing. It's his action because of the Retrofitter Foundry. Either he doesn't know that, or he got up and he walked away because he was tired of me taking forever for all of my turns, but let me have another sip of water here while he decides what he's doing. All right. He is fusing, using his fuse. So this might be a minute here. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so we go down to 1. I don't think he has any other way to ping me as 0. Ah, damn it. So we do not... I think we just lost. If we drew into an Angel, man, we would have gained the 4 life. Would have gained whatever its toughness was as life. If it was a Resplendent Angel that we drew into, you know, that would have been 5 life. Would have got a 4/4 Angel, which would have given us another 8. Plus this one, giving us another 7. Like, we would have been in good shape if we drew into that. Fortunately, we did not. We got this Speaker of the Heavens. That is not going to save us. Now, I think I can still live a turn with blockers. I guess not, because he can just go wide. He's got 5 creatures. I have 5. He's going to portable hole. Oh, exile with mana value 2 or less. Oh, Jesus, you would think I have never played this deck before with how many things seems like I'm learning on the fly, but that gains me 1 life because it is a cleric. That doesn't really help me. Now, this portable hole can only hit things with mana value 2 or less, so it cannot get rid of my Righteous Valkyrie. So if I go ahead and put the Enlighten counter on this Valkyrie, I can now go below 0 life and not lose. So he will have to find some way to remove the Valkyrie or some other way to beat me, and I cannot lose currently, so I don't even need blockers. There's no point in attacking with the Bishop because he could double block and kill it, but I can go ahead and attack over top and start whittling him down this way. He doesn't have a servo that he can sacrifice to get anything with flying. So this is all free damage. And again, I don't need the blockers because if I go below 0 life, I do not lose. So we can start whittling him down like this. He's going to play that Thopter for free from the Luris ability, yep. That's going to give a counter to the Smith. He can sacrifice it and turn it into a 4/4. He plays another Smith, which is going to let him look for another artifact. And also start ramping. So, okay, he gets the Hope, which is just a little 1/1 Thopter. Does the portable hole, probably hits the Bishop with it, I would imagine. Yep. Which is definitely the right play there for him. That's what's gaining me the most life. Unfortunately, my life total doesn't currently matter. So, unfortunately for him, it doesn't matter. Okay, he does create a servo. Next turn, he can sacrifice it and create another Thopter. Okay, he doesn't know. So he attacks in. I don't block for the lifelink because I don't want to lose this. I just say no blocks. I go negative, but I don't lose the game because of the Enlighten counter on the Valkyrie. So I don't think that he knew that. And that leaves him open to attack. Maybe he did know it, but that seems like maybe what he didn't want to do. Alright, so I try and do a Soul Warden, and I can do something with the Minas Tirith here where I can start drawing extra cards. So I gain the 1 life because it's a cleric. He just has the 1 flyer to chump block with, but he has no way to buff it. So I don't have to worry about losing a creature. So he can block 1 of these, but I can go wide and deal at least 5. And then there's no point in the speaker doing anything other than remaining as a chump blocker, essentially. So I'll do the attacks, and then I can do the Minas Tirith to draw a card because I attacked with 2, which doesn't give me anything useful, but it does help me filter through my deck quicker to find something that is useful. So again, if he draws into removal for the Valkyrie or some alternate win condition, then he wins. But as long as that Valkyrie remains on the field, I can just keep whittling him down this way. At some point, he's going to realize to leave that 5/5 Hope up as a blocker, and then I'm not going to be able to attack with the Valkyrie anymore. So he does block with the Ornithopter. I'm not sure why he blocked the Valkyrie. He stopped himself from taking 2 instead of 3. And then at some point here, I mean, if he only has the 1 flyer, well, he's got another Ornithopter anyway. I was going to say I could start just going wide with the 3/3s and get a couple extra damage in, but I gained some life off of the Soul Warden. Not enough to really help me, but it's something. And I could potentially use it for Resplendent Angel triggers later. All he has in his hand is his Hope. Damn, I draw into another Plains. That is unfortunate. So we're at a stalemate at the moment. Now the question is, do I attack with the 2 3/3s just so that I can draw a card with Minas Tirith? I think I want to wait and get more angels out, and then I can just go really wide to guarantee a win. But I do need to. I really just need to draw into a better angel, like a Resplendent Angel or a Lyra or something, and that's kind of unlikely with how many cards are in my deck. And I don't want him to draw into something that's going to win him the game either. Don't know what else is in his deck. It's only been the same few cards so far. If I attack with the 2, I'm going to lose 1 to the Hope, and then I'll probably block, or he'll block with the Ornithopter. And then he's just going to bring the Ornithopter back for free from Luris. You know what? I'm going to do it. Yeah, or you know what? I could also just throw away the speaker instead. I could throw away the speaker and the warden, which are neither of which are doing anything for me at the moment. Maybe that's a better idea. Because they're really, I mean, the life is irrelevant at this point. This is not a game about life anymore. So I don't care if I just throw them away to get a different card. But I want to keep the angels so that if I could build up enough flyers on the field, he won't have enough blockers. He's only down to 8 life. So I just need a couple flyers to be able to go around his blockers. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll swing in with these two. That'll allow us to draw a card with Minas Tirith. He doesn't have anything. He could do his little sacrifice. Damn, another plains. Wow. Well, I mean, I'm still glad that I drew it because... otherwise that's what I would have drawn next turn, so... Rather to get it out of the way. Man, if I could draw into a 1 ring here, that would be perfect. Because then I can just start drawing cards like crazy. Which is what I really need to do here. I just need to find some way to deal 8 damage to him before he finds removal for the Valkyrie. That's basically it, so... Yep, he sacrifices the Thopter, gets a 4/4, pumps his Ingenious Smiths, and then he can replay the Thopter from Luris, allows him to replay the Thopter, which he can then sacrifice to get a 4/4. Okay, he gets another flyer, which is not great. Gives him the Ingenious Smith triggers for the turn, so that seems to be the whole strategy of the deck, is just like recycling Thopters and pumping Ingenious Smith, I guess. So if he doesn't have removal beyond Portable Hole, then it's going to be really hard for him to do anything here aside from waiting for me to make a mistake and lose the Valkyrie somehow. So I'm not sure why he's holding this one back in his hand either. I guess because this one's legendary and he has an enchantment on it, so he wouldn't want to play it and lose it unless he needed an artifact trigger for the turn. I guess makes sense. So he's quite the board state. Yeah, and he has a lot of flyers too, so it is going to be hard to go wide. Okay, we get the March of Otherworldly Light, which, again, really not what we wanted, but is there something I can do with this? I can exile an artifact, creature, or enchantment. So, if I exile the Hope, the 5/5 flyer, I could safely attack with the 2 angels and then draw a card with Minas Tirith. So I think that's what I have to do. This only has 1 mana cost, so I do this. I pay the 1. Don't think there's anything else that would be worth exiling. I guess I could exile the Portable Hole and get one of my other angels back. But I don't know that that's worth it, because the Bishop of Wings is just giving me life, which I don't need, and I can't go wide enough around the 5/5 with the Valkyrie, so yeah, so we're going to get rid of the Hope. We'll auto-pay with those 2, not the Minas Tirith. I will pay... Oh, I have to pay 5. So I'll let him draw a card. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Because I need the free mana to draw off the Minas Tirith, so... I don't like giving him a card, but not sure there's anything in his deck that's going to really help him. So we're going to attack with the 2. That'll trigger the allowance to draw off of Minas Tirith. So we'll do that, and come on, give us something good, please. Not another plains. Give us, like, a Resplendent Angel. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Come on. That feels so bad. If I get a Resplendent Angel out, man, then I can start pumping it for 6 mana, and by itself it generates enough life to generate another angel. I mean, I could even go positive life total. Of course, he gets another one. Another Ensoul Artifact, so he has another 5/5 flyer. Plays an artifact land to pump his Smiths, replays the Hope since I destroyed the other one, and now once again he has a 5/5 flyer that is going to prevent me from attacking with 2. He's going to attack in for some reason. Not sure why, but I will not block. Does he have a card in his hand that does something? No, he just wants to make me as negative as possible. Okay. God, drawn to a Soul Warden. Not what we needed. Now, once again, the question is... Oh, wait a minute. I gain 1 life from that. That doesn't help me. So, he only has 3 life. Can this get out of the way, please? Oh, no. So he has 2 flyers. Man. So, because I was thinking I can almost go wide enough to kill him. I certainly can't attack with the Valkyrie because all he has to do is block it with the 5/5 and he wins the game. I could draw into potentially another lay down arms and then get rid of the 5/5 and then I'd be able to go wide safely, meaning attack with 2 or 3 and he can only block 1, so the other one's absolutely land. But as it stands, the question is just, do I attack with the 2, guarantee lose 1 of them, but also be able to draw an extra card? Or do I wait and just see what I draw next turn? Shoot, that's a hard decision. Because if I draw into removal, then I'll need the other angel to be able to actually go wide on the hope. You can also just keep making Thopters as blockers. How much more valuable is it to draw an extra card? I mean, it'll help me get to what I need quicker, potentially, but I don't know what he has in his deck is the thing. You know, if his only removal is Portable Hole, I can wait as much time as I need. If he has other removal, I need to race to try to find something to win before he draws into what he needs. So that's why this is a tough decision. I'm not going to attack. Not going to attack. Not going to draw the extra card for this turn. I'm going to hope that I draw into something good this turn. Drops an artifact land. He gets his Ingenious Smith triggers. He could play the Ornithopter if he wanted. He does not. I draw into a Plains. Damn. This is driving me crazy. So he could also... Okay, he creates a Servo. Gets me 1 life. Not that it matters. Gets his Ingenious Smith trigger for the turn. They're getting big. He untaps it. Do I do it this turn? Do the thing that I chose not to do last turn, and I ended up drawing a Plains? I mean, he's just gonna... I mean, at least I would get rid of the Hope that way, too. I kind of assume he has another one in his hand, which is why he didn't play it. Plus, he can just keep recurring it from his graveyard, right? Yeah. Alright, not going to attack again. Gonna be his turn. Just please draw me into a Resplendent Angel. Draw me into my Planeswalker, which is only going to live for 1 turn. Drops an Ornithopter as another blocker. I gain a life. He gets his Ingenious Smith triggers. I mean, he must know that he has something in his deck that can get rid of the Valkyrie. Otherwise, why would he keep going, right? No blocks. Yeah, that, or he's just waiting for me to make a mistake or wanting me to just surrender, but I don't lose because of the Valkyrie's token. This is a joke, right? You're just going to draw me into a Plains for 5 turns in a row, is what it feels like? God, I'm going to lose my stuff. My mind. Holy cow. Alright, so it just makes me want to do the Minas Tirith thing even more, but I think I need to hang on to the Flyers to be able to get that last 3 points of life off of him. So I'm not going to attack again. Really, really annoyed by these land draws. I mean, it is what it is, you know? It's the luck of the draw. It's totally random, so they say, but he's got 2 cards in hand now. Okay. Chago's Reign of Truth. That's just going to buff the hell out of one of his creatures, but it's not going to save him or kill me or anything, so... Oh, do it. Do it. Tap that thing. Sure, then I could safely attack with my 2 next turn and get my extra card draw. Right? I gain a life, he gets his trigger. I don't know why he did that. I think he's just like mad at this point or something. I'm just kind of done with the whole thing. Okay, I draw into a Bishop of Wings, which does not help me by itself, but I might as well just play it. And what's cool too is now if I were to attack with these angels and they die, I get another spirit, so I can attack again next turn with it to get another draw off of Minas Tirith to actually draw into something that'll help me win. Oh, he has 26 life. Excuse me? Does this have lifelink? Oh, it does. Oh no. Oh no, that's what he was doing. I was not paying attention. So he's just going to be able to life gain himself to infinity. So he wasn't attacking with it because I could just double block and he didn't want to lose it. But next turn he's going to gain a whole bunch of life anyway. Okay, I see what's going on now. But anyway, we're still in the same boat as far as, like, if he doesn't have removal, I can't lose the game, essentially. Also nice. But, yeah, I could safely attack now with just these two. And then use Minas Tirith to draw. Oh, a lay down arms. Perfect, dude. So that's the end of this. That's the end of that thing. There's not even a question, right? Because that's what's going to give him all this life gain. That's going to make it take forever to kill him. What else would I want to get with it? The Luris for the recursion. I don't care if it comes back as a 1/1. These Smiths don't matter as long as I have the Valkyrie. The Sentinel is going to allow him to... Oh, wait, no, I could pay 6. So he's not even going to get to draw a card off of it. I think that's just what I do. Because that's been the thing that's been stopping me from attacking to draw more cards with Minas Tirith to speed this up. So I think we just go ahead and hit the Volt Scourge. We pay 5 to let him not draw an extra card. That clears the skies, so to speak. Of course, he can just replay that from his graveyard with Luris. So I guess it doesn't actually clear the skies. It gives Luris 20, because Luris also has lifelink. So he is going to gain a lot of life this turn, too. Yeah, he's just going to put that back out, so... Alright, I guess that didn't really do much, but... I don't think it would have mattered doing it on anything else. I mean, I could have done it on Luris and stopped future recursion, but it still would have left him with the 5/5 regardless, so... I gain a life, he gets his artifact trigger. Oh, boy. He untaps. Just give me a Resplendent Angel. Come on. Oh, what does he have? Another portable hole? He moused over my Soul Warden. What does he have? Okay, he does a big attack. He's going to gain 20 life. It's going to make it really hard to beat him down now, but if I could, if like those like 5 planes draws were just all angels, my board state right now would be insane. Not going to block with anything. Just going to take the damage and let him gain the life. And he is going to do something. What is he going to do? Nothing. Alright, I go to negative 113. He gains 20 life. This is a joke, right? Like, this is like a big funny joke. Like, we're gonna have Siggs just draw every land in his deck before we give him a usable spell. That's actually hilarious. Alright, well, at this point I'm like, again, tempted to double attack with the guys that aren't doing anything for me. Because I need to just draw into better angels. That's the only thing slowing this down. At this point he has less cards in his deck than me, because he goes first. So actually, if I keep drawing cards, I will lose to mill eventually. But if I don't, he'll lose to mill before I do. So that is also an option. I could attack with the 2 angels, and then if I lose one, I get the spirit that I could attack with. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack with 1 angel and the Soul Warden. If he blocks the 3/3 with the 5/5, I get it back as a 1/1 that I can attack with again. That allows me to Minas Tirith. So we can draw something good. And now at this point, I will run out of cards in my deck before he does, unless he also starts drawing extra cards somehow. Okay, so we do draw into an angel finally. Unfortunately, it's not the one that we wanted, but it does give us more flyers, so we can just start assembling an army of flyers to go wide. Okay, he just takes it, which is like actually best case scenario. I don't see any reason not to just play that this turn. I guess I could have saved it to play it on the turn that I get the Resplendent Angel, potentially, to get the additional trigger or something like that, but as it stands, I get enough life to get the trigger as it is. It would just be if he had additional removal for the Bishop of Wings, but I think I just want to start getting flyers out on the field. He is creating lots of additional flyers too, so this may literally come down to running out of cards in the deck, but we'll see. So his portrait transforms. He makes another servo. He gets his Smith triggers. I don't block. Okay. He untaps it. And here we go. Another Angel of Unity. Not gonna do too much for me. But if you let it resolve, I think it means I can go ahead and safely attack again. He creates another servo. I gain a life. Doesn't matter. He gets his Smith triggers. Good for him. I gain a whole bunch of life, which doesn't really matter because I'm still incredibly negative. But I will be able to, after he untaps his Foundry, go ahead and draw an extra card this turn off of Minas Tirith if he would pass priority. He's going to turn one of his flyers into a 4/4, which is really dumb. He should leave them as flyers to block my overtop damage. Not sure why he isn't, but we'll attack with certainly the... Why don't we attack with the Angel of Unity and the Soul Warden again, and try to leave the 3/3 angels up for angel things, as well as going wide with flying. We'll do those two. I don't care about losing the Soul Warden, because I don't care about the 1 life. And if I lose the Angel of Unity, it just turns into a 1/1 anyway that I can attack with next turn, so we'll do that. That allows us to Minas Tirith and draw into a Speaker of the Heavens, which is absolutely useless at this point, because I have way less than 7 more life than my starting life total. That's for sure. So he blocks the Angel of Unity and the Soul Warden. That's totally fine. One of them turns into a 1/1. I will play the Speaker for the hell of it. I get 1 life, which doesn't really matter, but I get it. And now it is his turn. Creates a servo, gets his trigger. Untaps. He can just keep doing that over and over at this point. With how long this has gone on, how many lands he has. No reason to block. We'll just keep going negative. Okay, lay down arms. So I think I go for Luris with this. How do companions work? Once per game. Yeah, so that's it. Because again, if I get this thing again, he's just going to be able to Ensoul Artifact another flyer. So if last time I had gotten Luris, then this time I could have cleared the skies for my guys. As it stands, I can clear them this turn, but I have so many other little chump things I can attack with to get the Minas Tirith draw that it doesn't really matter. So if I can get rid of this Luris and then draw into another lay down arms, which I believe there's 1 more left in my deck, yeah, then I can potentially get rid of the 5/5 flyer and start swinging in with the weaker flyers safely. So we're going to get rid of Luris. I will pay the mana so he doesn't get to draw a card, although there is something to be said for allowing him to draw a card so that he can kind of mill himself out, but we will pay the 5. And then watch, we'll draw into something that takes like 4 mana. I won't be able to play it because I did that, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and attack with just the little chumpy 1/1, and I guess this guy is like my most useless guy. I keep the Angel of Unity because it's an angel, I suppose. Attacking with those 2 gives us the Minas Tirith draw. We have 3 mana left open, which gives us a Righteous Valkyrie, which is a good angel that will help us to go wide, but not really the one that we want. So he blocks the Speaker. He double blocks the Speaker? That's just overkill, bud. Triple blocks the Speaker? Wow, he's really scared of that speaker, dude. This speaker, he's a beast, man. I mean, look at him. He is just terrifying. You gotta block him with everything you have. I guess I do my damage to the Esper Sentinel. I don't know. This is a tough decision, man. That's sarcasm if you can't tell. Okay, and then he blocks the 1/1 with the Hope. I'm losing my mind. This match has been going on way too long. He sacks it. He gets his trigger. He gets a 4/4 construct. Not sure why he did it there, but that's okay. Now again, one of the considerations is saving the Valkyrie for a later turn to hit a specific life total, either on the Book of Exalted Deeds or the Resplendent Angel for the life gain goals that allow the triggers to happen to spawn the extra angels. But I think with 2 Valkyries on the field, I should be able to hit that life gain total anyway. So I'm probably safe to just go ahead and play it. Gives me something else to attack with next turn if I need to anyway. So there we go. I wonder too, do you lose to milling, like drawing a card when you have no cards in your library? If you have this effect, you can't lose the game? I don't know how that works. I should probably Google that. Okay, he goes ahead and portable holes the Bishop of Wings, which is a good call because that was giving me the extra 1/1s to keep attacking with. And if he was smart, he would be using this to just keep making Thopters as blockers, because eventually, if I can get enough flyers, it's going to come down to, like, can he chump block for enough turns before I run out of cards? I think that's the only strategy he has at this point. He attacks in. I go negative. Even more. Very, very negative, but that's okay as long as we don't lose the angel. So I'm actually going to Google this real quick. So let's see, what if I were to type in MTG, do you lose the game from drawing a card with empty library if you have cannot lose the game effect? That's probably too wordy. I'll have to look into that as we go here, but okay, so it's my turn again. I draw the Valkyrie. We'll just drop it. Getting closer and closer to being able to go wide enough here. He's got 42 life, though, so it's going to take a long time. I really need to get rid of that last Hope. I assume he has other Ensoul artifacts, though. What does he have? He's got 2 on the field and none in exile, so he potentially has 2 more. So I actually need to somehow get stronger angels. I really need a Giada, then. Get my Giada and then start spitting out angel tokens to get angels that are strong enough to actually beat the 5/5. As it stands, yeah, I haven't drawn into either Giada yet. As it stands, I want to keep drawing cards, so we'll sacrifice this one, and I guess we'll just sacrifice one of the Valkyrie, because it has less power. Because there's no way I'm getting that +2/+2, and the life gain on it is really nice for hitting my life gain triggers, but I already have 2 of them, so that should be enough for any triggers that I need. So that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and attack. We'll draw a card. Planes. RIP. So he's going to go ahead and block while I do some more research here. Let's see, I'm just reading something about the Underrealm Lich. I'll play the land for the turn, because why not? I don't even see what he did. Looks like he blocked the Valkyrie and let the angel through. Is that what happened? Looking for... I'm assuming I lose. But... because I don't know what else would happen. It just says I can't lose the game. Right? So, no blocks. You can't lose the game, right? So if I draw the last card of my library, would I lose or not? Oh, there's the Resplendent Angel. Thank the Lord in heaven, finally. We're going to start popping off. I can also buff it to a 5/5 and then kill the hope of Girapor with it. But before I do that, I'm going to use it for a few turns to generate additional angel tokens so that I can start going wide. So he's like waking up now. He's like, oh no. He played a good angel. I need to start dumping all my mana into things. Yeah, now he's going to build up that wall of flyers like he should have been doing this whole time. I think that's what he's doing. That's what he should be doing. He should be sacrificing all those servos. Yep. And turning them into Thopters to block. So I gained 6 life from that entering the battlefield. That's going to give me another angel token at the end of the turn. I could also pump it, but I'm not going to do that now. I think I want to get another card draw in, though, so I'm going to attack with the Angel of Unity, and I will get rid of one of these 3/3s because I'm about to get another 4/4 to replace it. So that's fine with me, because I want another card draw. And we draw another Plains, which sucks, but does help us to filter through our deck. So he blocks the Angel of Unity. Okay, and he triple blocks the other angel, which that's fine with me. I'm fine to take out 3 of those. He should have left them. Why would he do that? I mean, I know he did it to get rid of the angel, but isn't it better to be able to stall for 3 turns with 3 different flyers? I don't know. But anyway, there's that 4/4 trigger we were talking about, so we get 1 of those per turn. Now he plays another Ingenious Smith. Let me try my Google search again. What if I just do MTG, you can't lose the game rulings? Whoops, sorry, I should have let that resolve. Failing to draw a card does not cause you to lose the game? I gotta keep looking here. I want to make sure. I mean, obviously we hope it doesn't come to that, but sorry. This guy's a sport, man, for sticking through this match for this long. He's going to attack again. He's going to go make me go super negative. We're going to do no blocks. And this is a separate thing. It's too much to read. Pass the damage. Sorry. Trying to read this ruling in between, like, passing actions, but I want to be real careful I don't accidentally click on my Valkyrie or something and lose it, because that's the only thing keeping me in the game at this point. So he's probably going to do some Foundry triggers here. This is all talking about Lich's Mastery. So any of his cards. Don't know what that means. Okay, go ahead, do your Thopter thingy. Get your artifact trigger. Somebody out there knows and is just like listening to me. Trying to find this ruling and being very annoyed. If you're even still listening or watching at all at this point. This has been almost an hour, this match, huh? What does this guy think is going to happen? He either knows he has something in his deck to get rid of the Valkyrie, or he just is playing it out for the sport of it. I don't know which it is. But, he's just going to keep doing his little artifact thingy. He's got lots and lots of artifacts, none of which are really flyers, so I guess he could turn 1 into a flyer here. Alright, my turn. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. So, because I got rid of that Luris, he can't recur the Insol artifact from his graveyard anymore. So if I get rid of this 5/5, that may clear the skies completely. That certainly for this turn will clear the skies, so that I can attack in, get my Minas Tirith draws, start whittling him down, and gain enough life for another Resplendent Angel trigger. So I just need to be sure that there's nothing else that I'd rather hit with it. I'm not worried about the Esper Sentinel. I don't care if he draws cards. I'm not worried about the power and toughness of any individual creature. I could get rid of his Foundry here, but it's really not doing too much for him. I think I'm just going to go for it, man. Because I could get rid of this Hope, too, by baiting him into attacking and then pumping the Angel, but At this point, I'm just going to go for it, man. Can resolve. I hope I don't regret this far in. This is not the time to make a mental mistake. What is he just going to sacrifice it? That's what he should do. Just to get a 4/4 out of it. Yeah, but that's fine. He loses the artifact. I let that resolve. He gets his artifact trigger. I let that resolve. I should just resolve all. I'm going to auto-pay the 5 so he doesn't get to draw the card. I'm going to go to combat. Now, he has no flyers. He has open mana, but I don't think much is going to come from it. So I think I can safely attack in with everything. I'm not even going to risk attacking with the good Valkyrie, though. But we'll do that. That gives us the Minas Tirith trigger, which draws us into... Oh, perfect. The Book of Exalted Deeds. Unfortunately, it leaves us with not quite enough life to have done the Resplendent Angel trigger. But if we can do that next turn, we can get the token from Resplendent Angel plus the Angel token from the Book of Exalted Deeds. I could also put another Enlighten counter on a different Angel. Oh no, what does this say? Oh, it scared the crap out of me. I haven't seen that card yet. Whenever an artifact creature deals combat damage to a player, seek a non-land card. Okay. It's not like destroy a creature or anything like that. So, what I'm wondering is if I want to put a second Enlighten counter on an Angel, just in case, because if he destroys this Angel, I immediately lose the game. But if I have 2 of them, then he can destroy 1 and I'm fine. You know what I mean? This guy's going to really attack. He's going to draw his whole deck. Whenever 1 or more. So he's going to seek a lot of cards here. Is it worth blocking to prevent him from drawing 1 additional card? I'm going to say no. I'm going to go super negative, and he's going to seek a hell of a lot of cards here, so we're hoping he doesn't seek a 2 mana or less removal spell. Uh-oh, never mind. He only gets the 1. It's 1 or more. Deal combat damage, seek a card, not whenever 1 deals. Okay, so he gets another chump block, flyer, which I'm fine with. I draw into a Valkyrie, so if I play the Valkyrie, that will give me enough life to trigger both the Resplendent Angel and the Book of Exalted Deeds. So again, the question is, do I sacrifice this Book of Exalted Deeds to get a second Enlighten counter up just to be safe in case he has removal? Or do I leave it up to get an extra Angel token at the end of the turn? As it stands, with what he has on field, I'm already pretty safe to just attack in with the flyers that I have. I don't really need to go much wider. So I think I should probably just play it safe and put the extra counter on, rather than get greedy and try to get even more Angels. He's down to 27 cards. I'm down to 22. That is what I should do. But if he doesn't have any removal, then there's no point in doing that either, you know what I mean? And then it would be better, in case he's able to generate a bunch of flyers with this thing, to have more Angels available. But I'm gonna do it. I don't want to like have him dig into his 1 removal spell and then suddenly lose the game. So we want to put it on our highest mana creature. I guess it'll be this other Valkyrie. That's fine. The 2 counters don't interfere with each other. They're not exclusive as far as I know. Okay, and then we go to combat. We attack with all the flyers. Double blocking will not kill any of them. And then I could pump this to 5 and get the lifelink, but I already have enough life to get the Angel at the end of the turn. And I want to be able to draw the card. I guess I'll let him go to blockers first, and I'll see if he has any combat tricks. And then I can pump the Angel if needed. Looks like he doesn't, so then we're safe to draw the card now. Uh-oh, what is he doing now? Nothing, I hope. He's just waiting on his Foundry triggers, yep. That can resolve. Oh, I can pump the Angel as well? I guess I miscalculated that. Jesus, I'm bad. He gets his trigger there. I paid the 2 and I tapped. I can draw the card. And then I have 6 left over, which is exactly enough for this. So Right? I already paid the 2. I'll give it +2/+2 in lifelink. He's got 4 mana open, so he can keep doing Foundry things if he wants. Oh, perfect, dude. Another Resplendent Angel, so I could start getting double angels off of that, and then I can really attack in with a lot of flyers. Boom, boom, boom. Getting him low. There's our angel trigger. Going to gain a bunch of life off of that. Not that it matters. Gain 19 life this turn. Wow. Making a real dent in our -400 there. Okay, so his turn. Board wipe loses me the game. Killing my 2 Righteous Valkyries loses me the game. Anything else, and I'm more or less fine. He needs to get as many flyers up as he can to create a wall to protect his life at this point. So he's going to dump a ton of mana into his Foundry. He's going to attack first after he plays his Thopter and gets his Ingenious Smith triggers. He's going to attack and get me even more negative just because, I guess. I hope he's enjoying this as much as I am. I'm sure he is. If he's stuck around this long. Jeez, what's it been, like an hour? This is insane. But he's going to do that. And then I'm just going to wait for him to figure out what he wants to do. He's got to resolve it. But yeah, he can just keep dumping mana into the Foundry to create a lot of little 1/1 flyer chump blockers to protect his life total. So that's pretty much what he has to do. Okay, but he doesn't do any more now. So the easy play is going to be play the Resplendent Angel. That gives me enough life in and of itself to get both of these angels to trigger. To get me 2 more angels at the end of the turn. So I can pretty safely attack with at least 2 angels to get the Minas Tirith draw, to draw into more angels. Even if he were to like multi-block to kill one of them. So that's all good. I'm just going to keep resolving, because I think he's just going to keep doing his Foundry for flyers as much as he can. All his little chumpy flyers. And again, if he was smart, he would just... Like, none of my stuff is trample, so he would just chump block each 1/1 to each one of my flyers. He would not try to multi-block. Although, at this point, like, with that amount of mana, how many flyers can he make each turn? What does the math on that work out to? I'm also going to play this Bishop of Wings, so that if he does multi-block and I lose my angels, I get in another, another 1/1 angel. I maybe should have saved it for the Resplendent Angel triggers next turn, but... so what does he have? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage worth of flying creatures up in the air. So this Valkyrie is going to keep getting bigger, so there's something to be said for not attacking with it if he wants to 5-block it. But if he does have to commit 5 creatures, that means that these ones are going to be able to go. Well, 2 of these are going to be able to go in unblocked. Not going to attack with the Resplendent Angel because I need it to stay alive for the triggers. So... even though I could bump it up to 5, he does have 5 damage worth of flyers. He has 6 damage worth of flyers. So we'll do that. That's the safe bet. That will allow me to go ahead and draw. Oh, there's that Giada I've been looking for. Wonderful. So I'm not going to... Oh, I will be able to. So you'll see what happens here, hopefully. But when I play that Giada, then when the Resplendent Angel... triggers happen, both of them, instead of 4 4s, they're going to come in as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 13s because of Giada. Unless he destroys one of these angels by multi-blocking, in which case they'll come in as whatever, 12 12s or 11 11s or whatever. But right now he's deciding how he wants to block. That, or he got up and walked away. So we'll give him a minute to figure out what he wants to do here. I'd say he earned it. I'm out of beverage, but I have some more here, so let me fill my glass. So this has been a long duel. I was hoping this recording would be an hour and a half max, and maybe like 5 matches. And we're already way over the recording time. And we've been in this one match for like an hour, so we'll let him do his thing. Not sure if he just thinks defeat is inevitable and he got up and walked away, or if he's just really racking his brain for any outcome here. It should have been pretty obvious a while ago. It's like, if I have a way to remove the Righteous Valkyrie, I can win, and I'll keep playing, and if I don't, then I should just surrender. I mean, I don't blame him for keeping going, though. I could make a mistake and lose. Maybe he thinks he'll just tire me out, too, by not surrendering. Like that match I had just a little earlier in this recording of the blue-red, Jesus, green-red deck, where that guy actually milled himself out on what I'm pretty sure was a mistake. I don't think he meant to mill himself out and lose the game. You know, stuff like that happens, so maybe he's just deciding to stick with it on the off chance that something happens. But, yeah, not sure what's going on here. He is just timed out. Always remember, you can double tap the right-hand side of your phone or press L on your keyboard and skip ahead 10 seconds at a time and wait until you see that fuse timer at the top disappear to get back into the action. He may realize that defeat is inevitable now. It took this long, but he finally realized it. That, or he has the play that's going to win him the game, and he's just biding his time, reveling in the impending victory that is about to occur. Okay, last time out, 30 more seconds, and then we'll see what happens. I really want this guy to play it out, man. I want him to chump block with all the 1/1s, so he takes 0 damage this turn. I want him to generate as many Thopters as he can with all of his mana, and then see if in a given turn he can generate more Thopters than I have flyers. You know what I mean? So he can indefinitely chump block me. And then I want to see if I can get to a point where I can overwhelm his wall. Okay, he surrenders. That is it. That is a victory and a rank up to Platinum. There we go. Beautiful. Into Platinum with a win at negative 473 life. So, wow, what a match. Definitely not how this deck is meant to work, although it does kind of, again, highlight, you know, the way that the angels work together. But really that just came down to, you know, I got the Righteous Valkyrie with the you can't lose the game and your opponent can't win the game, and I don't think he had any removal in his deck for that angel. He had the Portable Hole, but that only hits mana value 2 or less creatures. This has 3 mana. So I think as soon as that happened, he basically could not win the game, and he was just going to play it out for, I don't know why. He was either hoping to draw into some kind of removal that he maybe had and just didn't draw, in which case that is really unlucky and I feel bad for him. Or maybe he was hoping I would mill myself out. I still do not know if you have this effect, you can't lose the game, and you don't have cards in your library and you go to draw, do you lose the game or not? I would think that this one would overwrite it, but I don't know. I tried Googling it mid-match, but I couldn't find out. If you know, please let me know in the comments. It's probably annoying for you if you know the answer already, trying to watch me try to reason and figure it out in real time. But please just let me know in the comments. I would like to know. But beyond that, yeah, it was just a matter of trying to draw into enough angels to build more flying creatures that could attack him over top than he was able to establish blockers. I think he could have played this a lot better. He spent a lot of time turning them into 4/4s, which once I was already negative life, that's pointless. Like, yeah, that's more power. Those are stronger creatures, but I'm already negative. -1 is the same as negative 473 is the same as 0, right? So, like, if he had left these as flyers and spent more of his mana just using this to make as many 1/1 flyers as possible, he could have just kind of like steel walled me or whatever, like chump blocked with 1/1s for a long time until I milled myself out or he found removal if he even had it. But regardless, I guess there's more that could be said about this match, but very long match, so I should probably just end it. We did draw into Giada right at the end there, so we were about to start getting 2 like 12/12 or stronger angels per turn. And because we hit a streak of land draws there, and we were already at, what, 14 of our 22 lands, I think, are in this deck, you know, we were probably going to hit a string of good draws of other angels, and they were just going to combo off, and we were going to build a massive board state of flying angels to just go over the top and finish off that last little bit of life there. That play he had in the middle, too, where I had him down to what? I had him down to 3 life, and then he used the Michigo's Reign of Truth, which I don't know where that went. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. To get +1/+1 for each artifact you control onto this thing with lifelink, and it was like a 23 or something, and he lifelinked himself twice. Once with this to like 23, and then after I got rid of it, he did it on Luris, and lifelinked himself another 20-something. And got up from like 3 life to like 43 or 46, whatever it was. And then I had to whittle him all the way back down from there, so that was a good move on his part, I guess. And yeah, pretty crazy match overall. My lord, what a long amount of time. Probably pretty boring for everyone else to watch, but for me, it was just sitting on the edge of my seat, waiting if he was going to draw removal or not. Was going to be the difference between winning and losing, and just being persistent gets us the win. And that also gets us the promotion to Platinum, so I'd say that's a pretty good spot to leave it. We'll pick it up next time, starting in Platinum, which I think once you get to Platinum, you only get 1 pip per win, and you lose 1 pip per loss. So you have to actually get, you know, 6 more wins than losses, essentially, in any given tier to rank up. I could be wrong about that, but if you watch the first section of this, like, March to Mythic series, you'll know that I have never really played ranked in this game for no particular reason other than I just didn't really have the time for it. But I figured with there being 30 days in the season, I should like start trying to do some ranked. So I'm not totally up and up on the mechanics, although I've played Magic for a long time and I'm pretty familiar with the game itself. I just don't know the ranking mechanics, but I think that's how it works. So it'll definitely be harder going forward to rank up here. Whoops. Did not mean to go to the store. Meant to go to decks. So going forward to that end, I think I'm going to switch back to this Is at Wizards deck, because as you can see, that Angel deck there, you know, it can be good, but it can also be bad if it runs into removal. And if every win, like that last one, takes an hour, then I'm never going to get anywhere in the 20 days remaining in the season. So probably going to stay away from this deck. It's nice to have it playable. Just as a change of pace if we feel like we need it. And we do also have the Elf deck, which, you know, again, the previous video before this one, if you want to see the Elf deck, go ahead and check it out. We had a few good matches. There was a good mirror match against another Elf deck that I think was quite enjoyable. But yeah, I think it'll be the Is It Wizards deck going forward. That's by far like our most consistent deck to win with. And we'll continue to grind up now that we're in Platinum, see how long it takes us to get to Diamond, and maybe eventually push into Mythic. We'll see. We got 20 days left, so stay tuned for more videos, but that is all for now. Hope you enjoyed a few good matches there. I thought they were pretty cool. Hope you thought so too, and hope to see you in the next one. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm losing my mind, so I'm out of here. You have a good one. Take care. Peace.